I was meant to understand that in those days, a child is a child of everyone. But in today's world, people are scared to correct someone's child because in most cases, the parents will attack you or challenge you for correcting their children. But we should not give up on telling the truth. We should not give up on advocating for the need for parents to take full responsibility in the proper upbringing of their children. Because if a bad child is raised, other people's children are affected. Bad parenting does not only affect the child, it also affects the society at large. Hello great people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome to today's episode. I trust God you are all doing fine. My name is Blessing Akan. I am a Nigerian YouTuber based in Abuja, Nigeria. Mega love shout out to all my returning subscribers. Thank you so much for being part of what I do. God bless you. Last week Tuesday, I talked about the things most poor parents do that has negative effects on their children. And I said I will also talk about the things most rich parents do that has negative effects on their children. I keep saying it, 80 to 85% of a child's behavior is traceable to the parent. It is how that child is raised. There are children that can never be influenced negatively because they have a proper moral upbringing. So parents, both rich and poor, have an important role to play in the life of their children. So guys, in my own opinion, based on what I have seen, I have 5 points to share with you today. The things most rich parents do that has negative effects on their children. 1. Most rich parents don't have time for their children. They are too busy with work, meeting, traveling. They don't have time for their children at all. They don't have time to connect with their children. They don't have time to talk to their children because they are too busy. And it is not good for your children. Sometimes you allow your children in the hands of house helps, uncles and aunties, and some of these people are not good role models to your children. If God should open your eyes to see what happened in your absence, you will shed tears. So it is important for parents not to be too busy to have time to talk to their children, to have time to connect with their children, to have time to pray with their children. It is very bad. One thing we need to understand about life is this: nothing in this world can satisfy us. That is why rich people always want more and more money. Nothing in this life can satisfy. So don't allow your desire for more and more money make you not to have time to raise children that God has given you. The greatest asset any human being can have on earth is the presence of God in your life, and secondly is the gift of a child. So it is your responsibility as a parent to raise your children in a good way, because if you don't raise your children well, even God, He will not be happy with you. Don't forget that children are our representatives on earth. Even when you are no more, there should be reason why people will look at your children and remember you. Have time for your children. Know how they behave. Draw your children close to God. It is very important. Most rich parents have failed in that aspect. The second point is, most rich parents are too agreeable to their children. They are too answerable to their children. In fact, they pamper their children too much, and it is not good. Sometimes if you correct their child, they get angry with you. Sometimes people get scared to even talk to rich men children, because even when you see the child doing a wrong thing, you cannot boldly tell the child, because that child may go and tell the father or the mother, and the father will come and challenge you, be so rude to you. And some of them will display this habit in the presence of their children. because they are too answerable to their children. Some of them behave as if it is their children that influence their decision making. Mommy, I need iPhone, you buy. Mommy, I want to eat pizza. Oh, you rush and go and buy for the child. Mommy, I want burger, you buy. Yes, I'm not saying that you should not care for your children. Of course, what are you working for? You're working to give your children a good life, right? Fine. But do you spend time to teach your children that in life, there are times these things might not be available for them? How would they handle such a situation? The table of life turns. They might be in a situation where they cannot reach you on phone, or maybe you are no more, and these things are not there for them. How would they handle such a situation? Most rich parents teach their children luxurious life, and these children cannot cope in a situation whereby these things are not available for them. So as you care so much for your children, also have time to tell them the other way of life. It is bad for you to be so agreeable, so answerable to your children. It is common among rich parents. And this brings us to the question people are asking now, that when should a child use Android phone? You know, Android phone, internet, social media, in fact, technology generally is not a bad thing. It is just that most people are using it to promote negativity. Most people are using the internet for the wrong reasons. So that is why it seems as if it is bad. Now, if you buy a phone for a child of 7 years because your child told you that he or she needs a phone, you buy for your child, or because you feel that it is right for you to buy a phone for your child, fine. The question is, will you have the time? Will you be available to monitor what these children do with phone? With that Android phone? Of course, no. Some of these children even know how to operate the phone than you, the mother or the father. So we should look at these things from this angle. And some of these rich parents, they send their children to boarding school at the age of 12. Of course, they can't stay without phone. And even if you do not buy phone for them, they will associate with other people's children that have Android phones. And these children are exposed to so many things. Some of them are corrupt in boarding schools because they spend more time in the school than at home. So how can you now monitor your child from a distance? How will you know what he or she is doing with the phone? This is a question for parents to answer. The point here is, most parents are too agreeable to their children. They are too answerable to their children. They pamper their children so much till these children get spoiled. And by the time they want to start correcting these children, it might be too late. The third point I have for you today is, most rich parents maltreat their house helps. How does this affect your own children? It affects them a lot because you are treating someone bad in the presence of your children. It is very common among rich people. In fact, if you go to their house, you don't need eyeglass or ancestors to tell you that this is the house help and this is the main children. It is very bad. If God has blessed you so much, please be a blessing to others. Nobody desires to be poor. So if someone is working with you as a house help, stop maltreating them in the presence of your children. You are teaching your children how to be rude to people, how to maltreat human beings, and it is very common among rich people. There's one prayer I used to pray to God, that God, I know that I am not perfect, but if I will be rich and maltreat my fellow human being, then I don't want to be rich. There is no point of being rich. Then, because you are rich, you now abuse human life. Someone who is there as a house help, you turn the person to a slave. Some of them even beat their house help, but they will hardly touch their children. And your children are watching what you are doing. This is very bad. You are training your children how to humiliate human beings. It is very common among rich people. Take your children to the hospital. Buy omo, buy soap, buy all these little things and share to the sick ones in the hospital. The motherless baby home is there. Go there, buy things and share to the orphans. Take your children along. With that, you are teaching them that in life, they should also grow to help people like that. But if you are maltreating people around you in the presence of your children, you are not raising them well in a good way. It is very bad. Like I said, this is common among rich people. They always maltreat their house help, most of them, and it is not good. Fourth point is taking their children to bar at night. I have seen that several times. It is common with rich people. Sometimes you see a round table of parents with children of 5 to 6 to 7 years. I began to wonder, what are these people doing outside 8 p.m., 9 p.m. with kids? What are you teaching them? And some of these fathers, they will be there smoking in the presence of their children. And you know, some of these bars, they don't restrict some certain things. Some people are there kissing, you know, and children are seeing all these things. It is not good. Take your children to recreation centers to where they can play children games. It is fine. I know there are some rich parents that do that a lot. But why taking your children to bar at night? For what exactly? It is not good. You are not bringing up that child in a good way. Because that child will grow up and start going out. Is that where you start telling the child, don't go out at night? No. So most rich parents do go to bars at night and you see them with their kids. I don't know if anybody have discovered that. I have seen that several times here in Abuja where I live. And it is very bad. And the last point I have for you today is most rich parents don't live by example. They don't. They don't live by example. Imagine beating a traffic light and your children are inside the car. Other cars are waiting for the traffic lights and you pass. You are teaching your children how to be disobedient. And some of these rich parents, they are too rude to their staffs. They are too rude to people around them, like I said earlier. And your children are watching what you are doing. Some of them will sleep and tell them, prepare and go to church, oh, don't miss church today. And you as a father, as a mother, you are sleeping, you are lying down, and you are telling your children to go to church. You know, sometimes in life, apart from children, people generally are influenced by what they see you do, not by what you tell them to do. So it is important for you as a father, as a mother, to be a role model to your children. Live by example. Live by example. My final words: aunties, uncles, in fact, adults generally, we too, we have failed in the upbringing of children. It is not only the responsibility of the parents. Sometimes these children are also influenced by what they see us do. Take a look at the case of the Christian school girl. I'm not a fan of all these unnecessary trending things, particularly when it has to do with sex tapes or anything tape. I don't watch, I don't click. Even when it was trending, I was like, who is this child? Why is she even trending? After about 5 days, I went to search to really read about her, and from what I heard about people, she even has social media handles where she dance, she show parts of her body, she show, you know, and she has followers, she has people who go there to comment, to like what she do. The question now is, who are those people who are her followers? It is adults like you and I. So how then are we trying to correct the wrongs when we cannot even be a good example to children? A child is doing bad thing on social media, you are there clapping for the child, you are there dropping comments, you are there liking what the child is doing. How will that child change? Then if that child is caught in a bad habit, all we know how to do is to come and promote it on social media for people to watch. We should start looking at the cause of these things. Why is this child behaving like this? Who is to be held responsible, and what is the solution? We too, we have failed. The youths, the adults, we have failed in our responsibility because these children sometimes copy what we do online, and it is not good. So both rich and poor parents, adults, in fact, let's try our best to be a role model to the children and even to our generation unborn. It is very important. So if you are a parent and you have failed in your duty as a parent, please take responsibility. Raise your children in a good way. It will help you, it will help our society. So if you have watched this video to this point, I want to say a very big thank you to you. Please share this video with friends. Drop your comment in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much. See you in my next episode. Don't forget that I love you all.